Welcome back for the last session in this track. If you were with us this morning, we were starting in Australia. Now we end with a trip to UK, so we've been all around the world today. The last session is life cycle information of all assets. That's my colleague Valentin on my right side, and Seb, who is remote from the UK. They will tell us more about this. And I think we can agree on an airport is a huge facility. Yeah, it's something we all know. We all have been there. Sepp and Valentine told me that the use case, which they will talk about, has more than 1,600 assets and over more than 100 systems. So it's a real huge case that they will bring. And it was a real challenge, they told me. And this is what they are going to tell you all about. And at the end, you will see how it can be solved in a swift way. So go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Valentin Darting, and today I'm going to show you how to gain more transparency over your installed base and to keep track of your assets. First, I would give you a short introduction to the SICK AssetHub, which is our enterprise management system. And later on, Seb, our product manager from the UK, will present the airport use case. So let's begin with a short introduction video where you can see what the SICK AssetHub is.
Are you looking for a way to make your automation faster and more transparent? Have you lost track of all the many assets on your site? Can you access all data and documents of your assets at any time? SICK AssetHub is a cloud service that enables you to manage your assets with ease. It provides a detailed overview of your asset management and its data on any device, maximizing your efficiency. With SICK AssetHub, you can manage your SICK products, but also sensors provided by other manufacturers. This ensures all information is available and you have maximum transparency. SICK AssetHub's interactive view on your sensors guarantees transparency and grants full access to documentation and configuration files. The individual assets can be tracked throughout their life cycle in a chronological view. You can locate and solve malfunctions easily. This way, your operations are restored faster. Your internal and external business network needs access to asset information for efficient cooperation. SICK AssetHub enables easy sharing of your asset structure. You are in control which section you want to share. It can range from a single machine to a whole production line. This makes communication effortless and guarantees that everyone uses the same information source. The SICK AssetHub cloud service ensures that you are ready for future requirements. The portal has a modular design. Additional features will be continuously expanded and improved. Gain control over all your assets. Start today with your base model. SICK AssetHub. Manage your digital twins.
Okay, now that you have seen what the SICK AssetHub is, I would just shortly give you a summary about the benefits you can gain. So you can easily create your digital twins. You have full control over your data due to our permission management. You can create your own structure, your own company hierarchy, and you always know what happens to your assets due to the asset history. Furthermore, you have more detailed information over your assets, and as already said in the video, this is the base for all our further web services developed by SICK. Additionally, you gain information over all related asset data easy in one place, and you always know where your asset is. To show you a live demonstration of the AssetHub, we can go to the next slide, and I will explain. This one? Okay. I will explain how the AssetHub looks like and give you a short overview. Play? Doesn't play.
Are you
No, the next one. No, it was here. Sorry. Seems we have some technical problems to show the video. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, that's that one. Okay, now we're at the middle of the video. Yeah. So first you enter AssetHub in the browser, then you get to our asset management site, where you can see the hierarchy tree. So we have here the SICK AG, and as a entity, the company, and we also have other companies, entities like the building, the headquarter in Waldkirch, or floors or lines. And here in this example, I would like to show you the AssetHub by one example, the Lector 620. You can go through the asset history. So you can go through the asset history. You can see the location where the sensor is located. You can up or download configurations, which you can share also with your colleagues, with your partners, with our permission management. Furthermore, you can up and download documents. You have your document management. You can also access videos which come from YouTube or from the SICK website. You have also the legal terms, the certificates, and firmware and software updates, as well as CAD data, and all the literature, of course, like operation instructions and the manual. Furthermore, you can, if you have a big tree, if you have a huge company, you can search for sensors by entering the sensor name in the search field. So you get directly to your sensor. Or you can, if you have more companies and more structure trees, you can change, for example, from the SICK AG to the Demofabrik in Aachen if you have another location. And that's it for the basic introduction of the SICK AssetHub. And yeah, the slides. Okay, yeah. And now you might ask yourself, okay, I can access this from my laptop, and but can I have all these functions in my pocket? Yes, you can, with our app called SICK Installed Base Manager. And I just would like to highlight the three main advantages. So you are completely connected with the AssetHub, so everything is synced. You have an overview of your discontinuation or phase-outs of all your devices. And you have the quick scan functionality. This means you just scan the device in your company, in your airport, and then all the data, all the asset-related data gets created automatically in the SICK AssetHub. And how that all plays together in a specific use case, this will show you Seb Strutt is our product manager in United Kingdom. And yeah, he will show you the live use case.
Thank you, Valentin. Yes, I'm just going to share my screen, and hopefully I don't have any technical issues like you just had with the video. Yeah, my name's Seb Strutt. I'm head of product management in the UK, and I've been in automation. I totted it up the other day, and it's alarmingly almost 30 years. And over that time, I can tell you I've wasted an inordinate amount of time tracking down products and components across a factory that need maintenance, optimization, firmware update, or exchange. And I think this challenge is common across industry. And by way of a use case, we thought we would begin to change this situation with one of our customers in the UK. And the customer concerned is a large multi-terminal international airport. And the SICK main presence at this airport is in the baggage handling logistics area. And within an airport, there is a very complex automation process behind handling baggage. There are multiple entry points into the baggage handling system through the check-in, automatic bag drop. These bags then move into a sortation hall where the bags are tracked and allocated to the correct flight so that they accompany the passenger to their destination. Possibly they could go to a short-term storage for connecting flights. But on the other side, we have the arriving baggage, which enters the hall, again, needs to be identified and distributed to the collection point carousel, where it can be reunited with the passenger. Now, this process, as I say, is very complex and it requires a high degree of identification. Now, just to give you some idea, if we consider bag drop, this is check-in, or more commonly these days, you see at the airport an automatic check-in station. There can be up to 4 individual identification devices in one bag drop alone, identifying the label attached to the bag and connecting that with the passenger. Once the bag is checked in, it then enters a sortation hall where we use sophisticated camera arrays to create a digital image of that bag and track it throughout the sortation hall and ensure that it reaches the appropriate flight so that it accompanies the passenger on their journey. And on arrival, the same process happens in reverse, and a sensor in multiple places along the supply chain ensures that the bag reaches the appropriate carousel so that the passenger doesn't have to wear the same pair of underpants for a couple of days while they wait for their bags to arrive. If you multiply this across multiple terminals in a big airport, you soon build up a huge installed base of sophisticated track and trace equipment. Now, when we talk about to the airport, we discover their challenges, as well as those we know already ourselves from trying to maintain equipment. The global asset managers across an airport, multiple terminals, have a huge task in collating and organizing and updating a database of all the assets. The other challenge is that with multiple terminals, each terminal has its own management team and service providers, and these are responsible for continuous improvement, maintenance, and replacement. And across the organization, the challenges lead to lifecycle management. We're dealing with 15 years of legacy in this particular airport. This indicates a huge range of state-of-the-art within the user base of this sortation hall. And it's very difficult to maintain optimization and upgrade programs if you don't know where the assets are, of what type and of what age and of what specific firmware configuration they might be. So together with SICK and the airport terminal management and service providers, we decided to change this. And we looked for a solution, and we found one in-house at our fingertips, which any customer can use. And that is the combination of the installed base manager, mobile phone app, and our cloud-based asset hub. Now, using these two connected systems, it was very easy for our service engineers and the airport service providers to go to each system during routine maintenance, use the app and the mobile phone camera to scan in a 2D code from every device on a system. At the same time, collect pictures and location information for that specific component or asset. And whilst doing so, know and be confident that in the background, all this data, maybe from multiple apps and multiple users, is being assimilated in the background in the Asset Hub. Even at this very early stage, collecting the data with the app, it's possible to get very early on information about life cycle. And you can see here that shown in the red, there is a number of assets already in the late stages of their life cycle. From the app, we can look at those devices individually. As Valentin said, we can look at data sheets, serial numbers, background information on any of those devices. In the back office, the management or the administrators can look at the data in a tree structure. They can quality check the data, reorganize the data according to their preference. It's important to note that we can also upload information about the products itself, such as the configurations from each device, the electrical drawings or the data telegram interface specifications to those assets, so they are inextricably linked and easily accessible. The administrators can then share this database as appropriately with stakeholders. So a terminal might be responsible for one tree of data, and the airport asset manager is able to access all terminals' data. This is controlled by password and is data protected, so only the permitted stakeholders can see it. So the first impressions were a surprise for us. As a supplier and a partner of the airport, we discovered that really we're talking about 1,600 assets, and these are spread across 100 systems. The early stages of collecting this data enabled us and empowered us to look and search out products and components on site by searching from the serial number, the firmware number, and knowing where all those products with certain characteristics are located. So the execution of service by our partners and ourselves became much more efficient. But the overall benefits for the airport authority were that the entry level is very low. Anyone can start this process immediately after this presentation. With the installed base manager, you can walk up to a SICK component and scan the 2D code on that component and create or start creating your asset database. You can enter third-party products by typing in their critical ID numbers and photographs, and very quickly build up an asset overview. The status of the life cycle of all assets, which we're showing in the Asset Hub, allows the airport management now to budget and risk manage upgrade programs in a much more informed way. And this also helps with the execution at the terminal level for the terminal management and service provider teams to prioritize critical systems, carry out performance optimization. And another hidden advantage is we can look at the spares inventory. We can even add that to the Asset Hub. And we can match the spares inventory and make sure it's optimized to support the installed base. Also, where systems become redundant, we can take those redundant systems and perhaps redeploy them as spare parts by being able to match the characteristics of the redundant system with those that might still be in operation across the facility. And finally, but not least, the configuration data, which is notoriously difficult to manage in any organization. The configuration files for each system can be stored centrally and recovered should they need to be, and together with the electrical drawings, interface specifications, or whatever you as a user might need supporting your efficient operations. So I come to conclusion there, and I hope that gave you some insight. And this is a really scalable solution that can be used in automotive, food and beverage, manufacturing of all kinds. And it's one of those Industry 4 activities that is a low barrier to entry. You can literally start today. I hand back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Seb. Now we have time for answering some questions.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks, Seb. Thanks, Valentin. I had a look in the chat questions, and I see here, well, to my feeling, AssetHub seems to be very interesting for many customers. And very often the question comes, what does it cost? It's a short question. I don't know if the answer is even as short as this, but what can people expect?
Well, first of all, I have the privilege of saying that to start with, you can download the app from those app providers we know, Google and iOS. It's available in more than 42 countries at the moment. And when you download the app, you can set up an ID and create a database at this point free of charge. And I think you can store up to 100 assets. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. After that, we have a pricing scheme depending on the number of assets. But I don't have the prices at my fingertips. But I can assure you that in comparison with a paper or Excel file or any other method, it's cost effective. We actually integrated it with our service offer to the airport, and yeah, the price was very acceptable, very good value.
Okay. There's another question, but I think it fits to many of the sessions we saw. How do I get a SICK ID? It's valid for this one, but it's valid for all the digital software offerings. Maybe Valentin, you can give a short answer to that.
Yeah, for your SICK ID, it's really easy. You just go to sick.com and click on registration. You enter your basic information like your name and email address. And with that SICK ID, or after a short process of some hours, you get unlocked and you can use any digital service of SICK. This is really, really easy.
Okay, good. So if I understand well, it opens the doors to your digital journey. That's the summary of this. Okay, thanks a lot, Seb. Thanks a lot, Valentin, for this really nice session. And well, you had the pleasure to close this track. I hope you enjoyed this track. And if you're up for it, I invite you to track 1. We still have 2 sessions to follow, and they are both about mobile platforms. So the first one will be about using mobile platforms safely outdoors. As you might know, SICK has the first and only certified SICK or safety laser scanner. But how do you integrate it and how do you use it in a clever way? So that's topic 1. And afterwards, it's our customer Magazino that is using a 3D time-of-flight camera and is showing how the mobile vehicle finds its way anytime, anywhere using this 3D technology. So if you're up for it, very welcome to join these 2 sessions on track number 1. If not, thanks a lot. I hope we inspired you with our track 2. Get in touch with your local contact. and let's make the journey towards digitalization together. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.